guys, this is Katrina Foard with the Talbot Greenya Group.
Hey guys, this is Pam Dors with the Talbot Greenya Group as well.
Happy Friday.
Oh, thank God it's Friday.
You know, I think Fridays don't mean much within our world because pretty much we are weekend warriors. So like Fridays don't mean as much as they did when I worked a regular 8 to 6 or something.
Yeah, I used to work at a bank, and back in the day, yeah, when 3 o'clock came around Monday through Friday or Saturdays and Sundays, it was the bomb, wasn't it?
Yep. Fridays aren't the same meaning, except that all of my people are at home and they're at home all the time. So if I get to hang out, they're there to hang out with. So, but we're talking about today is probably my favorite discussion, which is one of the parts I love about real estate is I'm a researcher. I love researching. I love doing the numbers, but there's a part of both of us that we're both artists.
Yes.
And so beauty, I think, matters, and we kind of understand kind of the composition of things. You more so than I, right? Because you're artist.
I am. I don't know that I understand it more, but yeah, I do a lot of artwork. So yeah.
All right, Pam's amazing, and I think Pam did some soaps that I was able to give away. Love those handmade soaps; those were amazing. And you, what other artwork do you do?
I make furniture. I do everything from making furniture to candles to soaps to glass cutting, jewelry. I rarely do the same thing over and over again just because I guess I'm a typical artist. I don't know. I just like doing lots of stuff. My favorite thing though is words on signs. So anytime I find a cool saying or just words, I put them on antique wood, whether it's barn board or fence board or pallet wood. That's my favorite.
Good to know. New person to go to.
Yeah.
Well, I think one of the things I love is in preparing houses to go on the market, there's two part of it, working with a buyer and working with a seller. And I think people misunderstand the buyer part of a staged home. And I think within our industry, it's really important that we educate our clients on a house and understanding that paint is fairly inexpensive. If you walk into a house and they've got green and purple walls, but you love the layout, don't put that pink purple wall as a concern. Understand that for a couple $100, that could be your favorite shade of taupe, right? So for buyers, it's understanding that a staged home sells beautifully, but that an unstaged home still has value. Sure. Right. And I think Pam is learning about how a layout really affects, right? And how you remodel a home to make it both ready for a future buyer and for your current uses, right, Pam?
Oh, absolutely. And in fact, on that topic, what the perfect segue, while my real estate experience as far as staging a home to sell is somewhat limited, I understand the whole idea of remodeling your home, both for living in it today and for considering what tomorrow or whenever it is you will be selling it. I understand how all that works quite well, actually. I'm in the middle of this blank wall that you can see behind me. This whole thing was a bedroom. Then it became my home office, but having, 2-foot deep closets, the full length of the wall, I just felt like things were closing in on me. So with today's climate of everybody working from home and needing space to create a bigger office and more, because they're spending more time in their home office, it just made sense to me to do a full remodel. So we ripped out the closets, redid all the drywall, and now we're building it back. And for my personal living right now, my kids are grown and gone, so I didn't need that many bedrooms anyways. And the fact that I'm spending more time in my office, I really needed office space. So it worked out perfectly for both my life today and what my life will be, who knows how long, and when I go to resale. I mean, people need home offices, so it made sense to not have it crammed in the closet.
Yeah, and people are using a home office versus 6 bedrooms. Families are not that large, so having the additional bedrooms, it makes more sense to have it a workable office instead.
Yes.
So yeah, and we would never recommend to someone prior to selling unless to take out a closet, right? Unless there was an obvious flaw in the design, we would people like closets. But when you have kind of an excess space, like a 6th or 7th bedroom, it makes sense.
Yeah.
Right?
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely.
And I think in what we're currently in a seller's market, and I think people right now, you don't really have to do as much to sell your home. The more you do to your home, the more value, the more money you get out of it, because you've got a lot of buyers who really do want to move in, who don't even want to paint that green wall, that they really just want to move in, ready home. And so you do need to let them see the home at its best. The things that we always ask to do is to clear your house out, to kind of neutralize a lot of the things. And neutralizing might mean that we might ask you to paint a room that is purple paisley, right? Unless it stylistically works, a lot of times people won't be able to see beyond that. And when people walk into a home, they will frequently run a debit and credit in their mind. They'll go, oh, this is a 20-year-old roof. That means in 2 years, I'm going to have to spend $20,000. So they immediately will deduct that from the value of the house. So you do have to be cautious of those things. The other neutralizing thing that we talk about is removing personal items from the home. And I always need to specify with people, we don't need you to get rid of every ounce of family life in your home. However, do want to maintain your privacy. And in a world today where you are very much an open book, I always recommend take off items that have your marriage date on it, that has your name on it and your marriage date, even as much as sometimes when it has your diploma from a university. Sometimes you need to take those down in order to protect your privacy. And the same thing with medications. They just need to be removed and put in a place that people will not see it. It's none of their business, first of all, but also to protect yourself. So when we say neutralize, I think now it's more than ever, it's to protect your privacy versus voiding any signs of family life.
Well, so it probably helps too to declutter some. If you've in your own regular daily space, you may have a shelf that's just filled with family photos, and that's great because they're family photos. But when you're going to stage a home for people to come through, or bookcases, they are going to want to visualize their own items there. And if you are so chock full with all of your teacups and your family photos and all that, it sort of feels cramped and overloaded. And, you can lighten it up so simply by removing some of those personal items. And then maybe the potential buyer walking through can look at it and go, ooh, I could put my teacups there,
Right. And an organized home is going to sell quicker because it shows clean. And part of my service personally is that I provide the staging. When you list with me, I have myself and another stager who I work with. So I provide that service. I have enough furniture to stage a 3-bedroom home. I bring in the tchotchke. Anything that we really need to do, I provide as well. And a house cleaning is, if you don't do anything else to your house, clean it. Yeah. Clean it. And, it used to say, go bake some cookies in the, make your house smell like chocolate chip cookies. I think it's less so that right now. And it just needs to smell clean because that's what people really care about.
Well, that's what it does, right? Fresh paint can also, cover a lot of things. It can make an ugly wall pretty. It can make a wildly colored wall neutral, and it can make your house smell new.
Yeah. So that's kind of like clean it, declutter, clean, and neutralize. Those are kind of the easy tips of staging your house to sell. And then again, remodeling so that if if you're thinking of selling, do not go into any major remodeling until you've talked to your realtor so that they can give you a sense of whether that's a really good return of investment for you. And then again, just as a buyer, be prepared to see some things, but go in knowing that you can always personalize those later and overlook, a house that is cluttery and really look at the bones of the house.
Yeah.
So
absolutely.
Kind of the basics.
Best advice ever, for sure.
Well, it's good to see you even virtually, Pam. We don't ever see anyone
anymore. It's good to see you too. One day we'll get together and we can maybe do it live together. If ever.
Oh my God, it's crazy. Well, if Pam or I can help you in any way, please feel free to reach out. You can click on here through Facebook, or if you're getting this in an email, go ahead and respond. We're happy to answer any questions to help, especially at the massive great time to sell, great time to buy right now with interest rates at historic lows. So Pam and I are here to help. Talbot Greenya Group has always got your back, and we're never too busy for your referrals.
Ever.
So thank you, Pam.
Thank you. Happy Friday.
Yeah, have a great weekend.
You too. Bye-bye.
Bye.